The story revolves around two childhood friends named Mika Sakura, the girl, and Yukiya Asagi, the boy, and their mysterious and romantic game I Love You game that they have been playing since they were little. This all started gradually one day in 6th grade when Mika said I love you to make Yuki excited because the one and the only rule in their game is first to get embarrassed loses, so they both take turns saying I love you to each other, and now it has been 4 years since then, but none of them is ready to admit their defeat. Yet, they are still playing it now as high schoolers, and right now they are having a meal and Yuki says I love you to Mika, yet Yuki was embarrassed this time while saying it, but he did admit it and called it a tie or draw. As this game is becoming hard to settle this for them, so they added a new rule to their game that one can do anything to make the other nervous or embarrassed. Abruptly, Mika's sight clings to the clock and it's already 5 o'clock, so she gets surprised and prepares to leave and reminds Yuki that tomorrow is their high school entrance ceremony and it would be fun if they spend their time together at all the events and they get to be in the same class together this time. Yuki gets a little embarrassed and says that it wouldn't bother him if they are not together in order to hide his embarrassment and to act cool in front of Mika, and then Mika leaves the house by thanking them for the meal. After when she left the house, Yuki punches his both hands on the table in anger because she again made the fun of Yuki and he was unable to do anything. Yuki curses himself for being embarrassed by her because it was the first time he got embarrassed by Mika since 6th grade, and he also played a lot of games with Mika with this one, but he can't see frustration on her face. Until 8th standard she was nothing but just distraction for him, but one day in 8th standard her familiar voice started looking sweet to him, and it was the first time since they were little he acknowledged her, and then, after that day he began to be swayed by her every move. After that day he get excited by even normal things done by her, like sharing smoothie with her, and even normal talks with her started exciting him, and ever since Yuki fell in love with Miku, and now the I love you game has found new meaning. Ever since Yuki fell in love with Miku he started noticing her very much, and her being familiar with other boys like sharing school work also started disturbing him. Now, he is totally frustrated by her cuteness and the words I love you could slip out of his mouth, but he also can't afford to lose this game also because he thinks that this game is the only thing which connects them, and he thinks that he has no watch with her. So, he decided to make some changes in personality, like using lenses at place of glasses and getting a haircut to look cool and smart. He made a plan that tomorrow morning he will go to pick up her with his new hot look and make her feel excited and defeat her in the love game, and then he will confess his feelings to Miko. Now, he leaves to pick up her, and when he is about to press the doorbell she opens the door and surprises him with her new school uniform look, and his heart starts racing now and he nosebleeds, and she looks an angel to him and he almost collapsed by her looks. Mika was happy to get a really good reaction through this from Yukiya, and for this she woke up early in the morning and spent 2 hours getting ready. She took a morning bath and did her hair, and regularly he has been taking good care of her skin and also doing strength training. She want to win this game so that he will accept her as a girl. She liked him since they were little. Now she thinks that she tricked him down, but she also knows that he will not admit it, and it's foolish for her to assume that. She wants to hear "you are cute" from him in his own words, and she definitely wants to win because she has put her pride at stake in this game. Yet, Yukiya got excited by her appearance, but he did admit it and said don't misunderstand it, he is just surprised by the brightness of the sun and nothing else, and she is shocked by his new cool look in school uniform, and it was looking cute to her that he waxed his hairs and wriggled the ends himself. She never imagined that lame and shabby looking Yukiya would come so attractive to her, and now he tries to trick down Mika by a cabinet, and now they both are close, very close to each other. They are much close than they thought. She is very much surprised by this cabinet because he never did anything like this before, and now her all face is getting red by embarrassment. Second button of shirt is also undone, which is making him more attractive, and now he is getting really cheeky, but the look he is giving now with that it doesn't look that he is used to it, and she notices it and tricked him back with his trick by sewing back the undone button of his shirt, and it is making him nervous, and now they both are embarrassed and red-faced, and now she put her skirt up to make Yukiya embarrassed, and she asks him, that is she not looking so cute now? And now he is very much waved by his this new look attack, but all of a sudden he becomes intense and asks her, are you going to school dressed like that? She answered, what if I am going to school dressed like this, and then he warns her that you will be in trouble if you go to school dressed like this, and all the guys there at the school will see her with their pervy eyes. She considered that Yukiya is saying right and did the skirt back to its form, but she also blamed him that he is saying this because he is watching her with pervy eyes, and she says that she has won the game because he is conscious of her, but Yukiya declined to accept what Mika said because he was not talking about himself. He was saying that other morons will see her with their pervy eyes, and he didn't have any interest in her skinny legs because even Pocky sticks are more attractive than her. And now Yukiya's little sister comes out and reminds both of them that today is their high school entrance ceremony, so hurry up, otherwise they both could be late for it. So, they both hurried up towards their school, and while running towards the school they are calling each other stubborn for not accepting that they were excited or embarrassed and blaming each other for showing off. Then Miku and Yuki both started looking at each other and got drowned into their world of romance, but after some time Mika made a frustrated face and Yukiya managed to see her frustrated face after a long time. As they walk back to their high school entrance ceremony together, the cherry blossom petals dance around them, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. It is Shinju High School's entrance ceremony, and both Yukiya and Miku are searching their names on the school's notice board, and they are expecting be in the same class this year. And yes, shouted Yuki and Mika, thanks to God for being in the class as Yuki. They both are taking it as their chance to win the I Love You game this year and confess their feelings after winning the game. They are standing and thinking about the ideas to tease each other in the classroom in order to win this game and chuckling by facing opposite to each other. It is the start of their high school life where they can't afford to lose. It's the first day of their school and Yuki is already feeling lonely while the second Miku enters the classroom she gets covered by other students and talking and laughing with them. So Yuki asks her that how did she make friends so fast, then Mika tells him that there is a school hashtag over Instagram. So they talked over there before school and he gets surprised after hearing all this and thinks that is it also possible because he doesn't use Instagram and calls it a stupid, superficial app. In order to get closer to Mika he was thinking about making the first appearance in the classroom, but it is Mika who makes the first impression in classroom, which makes him frustrated. This situation is just like when he was in the middle school all alone and he is feeling low because he can't make friends and thinks that he is recluse or loner, and by watching him in this situation Mika comes to Yukiya and cheer him up by teasing and said that he is unable to make friends because he doesn't get instant. Because of his weird stubbornness, and also he is messed up, but he didn't admit it and said he is not loner anything, he is just an introvert. To tease him more she says to Yukiya that he should not call her with her first name because other students in the class may get the wrong idea about them, and after hearing it Yukiya gets dejected and thinks that this will increase the gap between them. The very next moment Mika smiles and says that she is the only one who calls her Yukiya and it makes her somewhat special. After this Yuki's face becomes all red with shy and excitement. Mika recognizes it and asks her did she excited her? But he understands that she is just trying to make him nervous, so he also tried to trick her, asked to look in his eyes and call his name with all his heart, and to some extent it worked, and blushes while calling his name and can't properly calls it, she stammers while call his name. This time she gets flustered and gives a sullen pout, and Yukiya asks her if calling his name alone made her excited and if he won this time, but she didn't accept it and said that he got the wrong idea. It wasn't due to any misunderstanding, it was simply a misconception. After this he thinks that why did she say it, or she said it because their relationship is still just one of childhood friends, neither more nor less than just childhood friends. Then she says to him that look, you got upset again, and teases him by asking that in what kind of relationship they actually are, and Yukiya replies her back that he doesn't see her as anything more than just a childhood friend. While she was teasing Yukiya, her friends called her out and asks her that what is she doing over there, and then they came near to Yuki and Miko and asked her that does she know him. Then she introduces Yukiya to both of her friends that they are childhood friends and his name is Akane Yukiya. Then they also introduce themselves to Yukiya and tells him that their names are Akane Suou and Yanagi. Yukiya feels a shine from those girls and felt like the aura of sun is coming out through them. Then Miku enters in their conversation and tells them that they are just wasting their time by talking to him because he can't talk to girls as he is a shadowy recluse. When Mika tells this to them, Akane gets surprised and tells him to look like he is really, and she says that Asejai is an unusual name, and after hearing it Yukiya thought yes, she is saying right because it's the name of the color of traditional jacket which Japanese special force, but then she said that is a delicate charm. Then Yukiya gets messed up, he had no idea about what to say now because he hasn't talked to a girl since elementary school except Miko, but Yukiya took it as a chance to break this matrix and ask those girls that is there something which they like anime, and Miko was surprised to see that Yukiya is talking to other girls. Yet it was rare for her to see Yukiya talking to other girls than her because Yukiya is always bad with lively people, well, so he assisted to be alone in middle school. Then, Akane asks Yukiya to call him with his first name and also said that he can also call her with her first name. Yukiya got surprised and apologized her for declining her request and said it's a little hard for him to call her with her first name and he would prefer the last name. Now, Yanagi enters between their talk and tells them that she may be greedy sometimes like Kanagon, a greedy character from Japanese TV series that eats money, and then Yukiya laughs on the word Kanagon used by Yanagi for Akane. Then, Akane excuses them and go to search for his fallen eyelashes. When those girls go away from Yukiya, he takes a deep breath of relaxation. While they were talking, Mika was sitting on her knees by placing her chick on the top of the Yukiya's desk, and she was surprised to see Yukiya that way because she doesn't feel that she has seen Yukiya's face like that before and laughing that much. Suddenly when Yagami and Akane left, Yukiya's sight falls on Miku and got scared by the expression which she has given and shouts, "What is the purpose of that look?" Mika gets embarrassed and turns her face around and says her face is cute as always, there is no change in it. Yukiya takes it as his chance to make her nervous, and then he holds her hands and asks her that she was jealous. She gets shocked and pushes away his hand and shouts "Hy quade," and after watching her this reaction, Yukiya laughs forcefully by holding his stomach and asks Mika that from where did that voice came from in which she shouted. Mika warned him not to touch like that while she is talking and says that he looked like an idiot while he was talking to the girls, and then Yukiya tells her that it takes less calories when he talks to her in comparison to other girls, but now he is finally relieved, and then an announcement is made by the teacher to line up in the hallway as the entrance ceremony begins. Yukiya asks her to leave for entrance ceremony and starts going. Then from behind, Mika calls out his name and her gaze softens, filled with unspoken affection. It is 1 week after the entrance ceremony. Yukiya is listening music through earbuds while eating, and Miko is watching him from behind. She comes silently and takes off his earbuds and mentions that he is eating alone again and asks him that why doesn't he tries to ask other classmates to eat with him. Then he gives excuse to her that he is trying to give his limited time to himself, but it's not the truth, and he is totally fumbled through the first day of class because it's hard for him to join the already formed groups of the classroom, and also the people like him, those are introverts, also ignores him. Miku offers him to join their group if he is feeling lonely. Then he says that she gets jealous when he talks to other girls, but she doesn't admit, blushes and says that she was not jealous, and then asks him to eat lunch together. He asks her that does she left her group, as he was wondered to see that she got out of her way just to eat with him. Suddenly some guys showed up calling Mika's name and says it is rare for them to see her in the cafeteria. A boy from them comes forward and introduces himself and tells that his name is Aishiba, and he sits behind Yukiya in the classroom. He tries to act cool in front of Miku and tries to look like buddies with Yukiya just to act cool in front of Miko, yet he never talked with him before and also misstated his name. She tells them that she knows them and their names are Yokomatsu, Maeda and Mizushima, and they were surprised to see that she remembered their names. Aishiba asks them that are they childhood friends? And says that he is so jealous to Yukiya because he is a childhood friend of Miku. After the school, now Yukiya is at his home and playing video games in his room, and his sister is sitting on the sofa and watching TV. After some time, Yukiya comes downstairs and starts making lunch for tomorrow, and suddenly Miku enters in his house and gets surprised to see that Yukiya is cooking with the unusual serious face. When he finished his cooking, his sister comes and tastes it without his permission and said his cooking smells always burnt, which makes Yukiya frustrated because first she didn't ask him and now she is slagging him. Next day they go to school and it is lunch period. Miku is busy with her friends and now he is thinking about the way to ask her to eat the lunch together. If anyone wasn't there then he must have asked her directly, but now she is surrounded by other girls and it's hard for him to ask her in front of others and he is unable to think the way to ask her. Suddenly his phone vibrates and there is a message from Mika that, does he want to eat lunch together again, today? And now they go to the ground of the school, sitting on the bench under the tree, and Miku offers a bento box to Yukiya and said that she made it for him as she thinks that school's food is always low in nutrition. Yukiya opens the bento box offered by Miku and he got surprised to see the food because it was looking so good and thought, when did she become such a good cook? She asks him to hurry up and try it, and she also tells him that she learned cooking from her grandmother. He picks a piece from the bento and eats it and gives a relishing look. After watching his expression, she asks him, is he impressed by her cooking?
Yes.
Yukiya answered. Then he further admires her cooking by saying that the dish tastes so tender and it is prepared by love, keeping the eater in mind, and the quail eggs are looking glossy as she is. After hearing it, her face turned all red and called it obscene attack by Yukiya. Now, she comes up with the idea of exchanging their bento boxes, but Yukiya is not much happy with her idea because he is not much good in cooking and the bento prepared by him are burnt also. So he doesn't want to change their bento boxes and he says her to eat her bento box which she prepared for herself, but she doesn't listen to him and took his bento box and started eating and said that she will keep her bento box for dinner. Yukiya is unable to believe that she is going to eat those burnt bento, but she liked it and said they are good just like old times, when they were little and Yukiya used to cook burnt rolled omelette for her and she also used to eat them happily. Based on the fact that Yukiya is a loner, she says to him that he must be nervous about having a lunch alone with a girl. Then Yukiya answers her back that he is not nervous at all, and he says that he was more nervous on the field trips when he was in the elementary school. So, she asks him that then it wouldn't be a problem if they eat together again, but she will also give some time to her friends also. So sometimes he would have to eat alone. On it, Yukiya agrees and says it wouldn't bother him to have lunch with her until it doesn't interfere his personal time. Miku and Yukiya both are happy because now they can have their lunch together, and Yukiya decides to do his best to practice cooking. It is the beginning of their journey, a journey filled with love, honesty, and the promise of a future together. Miku is recommending a place to her friends where they can go for the afternoon tea as its taste is good and the prices are also adorable. Then they makes up a plan for going there tomorrow as it's Saturday tomorrow, so they all will be free, but Miku denied to go with them and made a false excuse to them that tomorrow she will go to an engagement ceremony. IISHBA and all the other boys are imagining the picture of Miku when she is sitting in the cafe and taking the afternoon tea and pleasing by imagining her. The next day Yukiya is sitting in his room and playing games on his device, and he finds himself increasingly frustrated while playing games, losing by the beady-eyed idiot again and again, and he was also frustrated due to difficult game levels, challenging opponents, or repeated failures to achieve desired outcomes within the game. And now Miku and Yukiya are playing together, and Yukiya is calling Miku a toxic gamer. Yukiya is thinking now that the guys from class really don't have any idea that how much abusive gamer slang she says, and assuming that her face would be all red. Mika says that he is the one who went through all this in the game and tried to get them killed. The game which they are playing now is one of the few hobbies they have shared since elementary school. In middle school, he stopped going to Mika's house to hang out, so they have had less and less time to spend together. He asks Mika that why didn't she go out with her friends, then she answers that she has promised them that they will go again next week, and she also wanted to rest at home at her day off. She tells Yukiya that she is having fun with her beloved Yukiya, and then Yukiya gets a little embarrassed and answers her back that he is also having fun while playing with her. Yukiya and Mika both can hear their voice and even breaths through their headsets. Now they both are spending time together and none of them wants to lose. Yukiya's sister enters in his room and asks for the dirty clothes that need washing and tells him that their mom has taken ice cream for them. After this, Miku asks him to wait as she is going to take a celebratory toast for herself, and now, her sipping sound is making Yukiya excited and she is admiring her drink by calling its name again and again, Suppo ***N. Then, Yukiya tells her that it's a drink for kids, as she is in high school, so she should take tea or coffee at place of this kid's juice. She tells Yukiya that it is the only drink which her mother brings for her. Yukiya finds it so cute and excited, and he badly wants to see to her and thinking about the drink with a tiny straw which looked tiny just like her, but if he will ask her directly to show her face then she may think that he is a pervert. Then he recommends her not to drink it in front of other people because he wants to have her innocent side limited to himself only. And he tries to trick her to see her face without getting himself tricked, and he asks her that this must have got her excited by saying all that stuff, but Mika declines it. Then Yukiya asks her to prove it by turning on her device's camera and let her face see her face. She tells Yukiya that she took bath just now. After hearing it, Yukiya got more excited even more than before and said he is not interested in seeing her face after bath, and he says that he just wants to judge whether she is embarrassed or not, and if she doesn't turn on the camera of her device then he will consider that she is embarrassed and she will lose the I love you game. After this she turns on the camera and Yukiya gets so excited, as it was way more cuter than he thought and she is looking more mature than before. Yukiya gets more surprised to see that she is still having that teddy bear which she brought from his home when they were little. Then she tells him that it calms her down and without it she can't sleep. Yukiya messes up his hairs and tries to act cool and considers him lucky to see his face at the weekend. As Yukiya's sudden request for showing her face caught her off guard and she is looking around to see that any weird thing isn't lying around her room, as she was looking away, so Yukiya asked her to look properly at him. Then she takes it as opportunity to make Yukiya feel excited. She says that he is saying it because he can't get enough look of her freshly clean sexy hairs, but Yukiya declines it and says even the women from the horror game looks prettier than her and asks her to keep their cameras open if they are playing I love you game. She also agrees on it. Later that night, Yukiya and Mika both are choosing the angle or position which makes them look more cooler and cuter, and now their bond is growing stronger with every shared moment.